What's going on YouTube? Team SC back online here. Going to be discussing the Blizzard community update they posted on March 11th, discussing some potential changes to come to the game and some things they're testing internally. Now a couple of these I'm actually quite excited about, more specifically the Terran changes, and I'll go more in depth on those. And I'll post a link in the description if anyone wants to actually go read the article themselves just to make sure you get everything. First change they're proposing, this I don't know too much about. They're thinking about nerfing the Ravager's ability cooldown time from 10-second cooldown to 14 seconds to decrease the DPS it does. I think there's some issues with Ravager timing pushes against Protoss right now that they're trying to play around with to kind of encourage a little more diversity in the matchup. Between the Ravager timing push, they're also debating reducing making Overlord drops tier 2 again instead of tier 1. Now they're saying they're not going to do both changes, but they are considering one or the other and trying to figure out which one's better right now. If you can elaborate any more on this, please leave a comment down below to let us know, because I'm not too sure what the issues are with that matchup right now, as I've been mainly just playing Terran lately. Moving on, these are the ones I'm quite excited about. Now the Cyclone. They are strongly thinking about increasing its health, but also increasing its supply. Now, I'm okay with this. Cyclone's already a very expensive unit, and he's not durable at all for what you get. I would love to see a health buff, and even the supply buff. It would definitely help him out a lot more in the mid-game. As you know, I do love using the Cyclone, despite how weak it is. I do actually build them quite often and use them a lot just for fun, because they are an incredibly fun unit, and I do enjoy this change. If they don't go this route, I would like to see the Cyclone maybe have a cost reduction, be cheaper, maybe even less supply, but change the unit up a little bit. I think it would be better as maybe have increased damage against ground units, so that way you can have Hellion Cyclone, which can kind of deal with Roach Ravagers and also Blink Stalkers, and it's also a very mobile army compilation. Now I don't think they can give the base attack plus damage to armored units on the ground without some kind of change. So I wouldn't mind if they made lock-on either an upgrade or change that ability to where it would only work against air, so that way Cyclone still does decent against anti-air, but also does a lot better against ground, which I feel mech really needs a lot more, because siege tanks used to be very good against armored ground, but they're not the best against Blink Stalkers, and especially Roach Ravagers. Ravagers are very good against immobile tanks, so I would like to see maybe the Cyclone pick up some of that slack. Tanks should still be good at holding like specific positions, but as far as like defending your bases and harass, I would like to see some kind of change along those lines to the Cyclone, but I'm definitely in favor of the health buff for the Cyclone. Moving on, they're thinking about potentially decreasing the tier at which you get Banshee speed and also nerfing the Liberator. Now they're thinking about nerfing the Liberator's range, whether it's just the base range it comes out with and also the range it gets when being upgraded, but they're thinking they'll do that and then also buff the Banshee a little bit to where it would either have speed come down to an armory upgrade, not armory upgrade, but like you'd only need an armory to get the upgrade, or maybe just the flat tech plab, no upgrade at all. So this would be cool. I definitely think Banshees does take a long time to get this speed upgrade. I've been playing around with a kind of Hellion Liberator Banshee mix, and it actually does pretty good if I can survive into the late game. But the Banshee speed upgrade does take forever, especially if you want to get Cloak, and you probably always want Cloak with your Banshees. But I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. I do like where Liberators are at right now, but it would also be nice to see the ability to get speed Banshees out just a little quicker. Alright, and moving on, and this one I'm hopeful for, and I'm crossing my fingers. So they're thinking about a better option for ground mech against air. Now mass Widow Mines are good against mass air units, but there's really nothing from the factory that deals good single target damage against air units. Now what they're thinking, either they're going to go Cyclone for this route, change something about the Cyclone, or they're thinking about changing the Thor again, which honestly I don't see why they got rid of the high impact payload ability in the first place. That was definitely a useful tool in dealing with Void Rays and Brood Lords, which, as you know, are definitely the Achilles heel of any mech-paced compilation. So I really hope they bring back high impact payload. I would like to see it return from Heart of the Swarm and even possibly have a damage buff. I would like to see it a little bit better this time around, because the Thor is really kind of slacking. It doesn't have a major role right now. It's just kind of a big unit because it's anti-air ability, it's covered by the Liberators, and even Widow Mines kind of do the same thing. And Thor is not very durable, it's tier 3, but it's killed fairly easily, and it's slow and clunky, unlike the Ultralisk, which gets like a ridiculous amount of armor, which can tank like tier 1 stuff for days. The Thor does not have that ability. They didn't mention this, but I would like to see some kind of armor upgrade for the Thor, whether it be just in the factory tech lab to get Thor +2 armor, or even if it was a fusion core upgrade. I just want some kind of upgrade to give Thor more armor. And I know this is probably going out on a limb, but it would be cool if they would just increase the base armor by just one, and maybe even include a late game fusion core upgrade. I definitely want to see some more Thors used. They definitely feel underutilized and don't really fit right now. Last but not least, they're debating, as far as mech is concerned with bio, they're thinking, is mech maybe more of a thing where you want mech units mixed with bio units, or do they really want to go the route where mech and bio are two completely different strategies? Now, I would like to see mech and bio split and just see devoted mech strategies versus bio strategies. But I can kind of see where they're going about, more bio mech type switches. The thing is, I don't know. If that were the case, I don't really know what kind of changes they would make to facilitate this. I mean, you kind of see this because the Medivacs can pick up the siege tanks, which honestly I would like to see that ability scrapped, but community's kind of 50-50. Some people really like it, and other people really hate it. I, for one, would like to just see better damage on the tank siege mode and have that ability scrapped. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to go look at the Blizzard notes. They're not doing a community update this week, but they will do one next week. If I think it's interesting, I'll cover it. Let me know if you like this type of video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Tell all your friends, promote Team StarCraft. This is going to be a good year. Alright guys, see you next time.